Peace to all, light to all, love to all. Baba Nam Deva Baba Nam Deva Baba Nam Deva Good morning and namaskar to everyone.
Namaskar.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I thought I'd open the class up with requests. Does anybody need any particular requests for today?
Could you come and shovel my walk?
Oh my God, there was a big article in the paper yesterday about how to shovel and not to shovel. That was very interesting. Yeah, we'll all be doing a lot of that today.
Yeah. I would think that's a lower back issue.
Yeah. Yeah, and one of the big things that they said in the article today, especially when we're having such a wet snow, that it's really important to do warm-ups and twists and other ones before we go outside, start shoveling that super heavy snow. And they were saying, what did they say that was so interesting? They said it's better to try to push the snow as much as you can rather than do major lifting with the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Which is equally challenging in my mind, but maybe better for the back. So they said, instead of filling up your whole snow shovel, just do a few inches at a time. Don't get too enthusiastic. The big shoveling tips for today. No other requests from the peanut gallery? Who's here this morning?
I'm watching Miles shovel snow, so I'm in and out.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah,
He does need some supervision.
well, like we're saying, it's heavy snow.
It's very heavy.
And I told him, do you have to do that now? He says, well, people have to walk on the sidewalk, so he's doing it, so.
Yeah, especially if you have pedestrian traffic, there's an urge to do that. And I know some people who are gonna go out like 2 or 3 times today
Walking?
to shovel snow
Oh, whoa. Ooh,
because there's so much snow that is expected.
yeah.
Like I went out there early this morning and beat all the snow off one bush, and it is, excuse me, completely covered again.
Bless you. Uh-huh.
So
Oh, yeah.
it's, thank you, it's snowing pretty heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, honey.
So I guess we'll start with some orbits. Just orbiting around our hips. And I'll get my music started. As we glide to the side and front and to the other side and leaning back, holding on. Trying to go slowly and not too fast so that we can hit all of those muscle groups. So kind of slowly orbiting around and then changing directions and going the other way. Remembering that we belong to the earth. We belong to the sky. And days like this, we have all of it mixed together. Feels like we have the sky on the earth today. Slowly getting into that lower back as we prepare for shoveling snow. more than once today. And then as we come back to center, we will raise the arms. And we're going to do some figure eights and some moving from side to side, getting those shoulders going in the front, coming to the one side, warming those shoulder girdles up, coming to the other side. So we want to get all those joints warmed up. And then we're going to bring the arms up, leaning over, bringing the hands down. So we're forward folding on the earth. And when we do this, it really accesses that lower back. So trying to do some back breathing, breathing into the back body. Filling it up, expanding those ribs and muscles in the back. And then contracting, sending the navel up to the spine. Inhaling, feeling that tummy, filling that back, expanding the back ribs, and exhaling. Inhaling, breathing in that vitality that we're going to need for shoveling today, and exhaling. And one more time, breathing into the back. Filling up the pitcher of breath and exhaling. So on the next inhale, we'll raise the arms above the head and turning towards the side, bring the arms down. So we have the opposite arm all over the opposite knee and planting that back hand into the earth. As we roll around the belly, twisting it to the side. So sometimes even on the simple twist, I'll use this opposite hand on the knee to kind of twist the body just 1 inch more. And release it on the exhale. On the inhale, pulling into the twist. On the exhale, releasing the twist. So using that hand on the leg. Inhaling, pulling, exhaling, releasing. And then we'll bring those arms up above, coming around to the other side. We're going to lower them down, opposite hand on opposite knee, and planting that back hand into the earth once again. And then we'll start that rhythm again of pulling just 1 inch with that hand on the opposite knee on the inhale breath, exhaling and releasing. Pulling into the twist and releasing. So making the twist a little dynamic, inhaling and exhaling. And then we'll do it one more time. Inhaling and exhaling. Bringing those arms up and down in front into tabletop because we're going to stand up. So unfolding the legs, curling the toes, coming up on the feet and all the way up on the hands. The hands up, the feet grounding and sinking into the earth as we come into extended mountain, which has a ton of snow on it today. So feeling that weight of the snow, feeling that sky coming down in the form of snow. Exhaling the arms down, and as we do this, we're again going to make some figure eights from side to side, getting those arms flying today. Inhaling the arms up, exhaling them down. Going from side to side. And then we'll come to one side and clear the air on that side. Coming back to center, and then we're going to glide right over to the other side, just like the wind, oh my, that is blowing outside. We're gonna be that wind on the inside. So next we're going to make our feet as wide as our mats and make big figure eights. Moving from the figure eight until circles. So making big circles to one direction and lunging a little bit, coming to the other direction. Being the wind. Lunging back the other way. And then we're going to come back into painting. So inhaling the arms up, exhaling them down. As we paint those walls. Taking big inhale breaths. Long exhale breaths. As we paint with vitality and enthusiasm. So we usually think of enthusiasm as meaning, and then slowing down the painting. How slow can you go? Enthusiasm as being excited about something. But the Greek definition of enthusiasm means being filled with the supreme. So there's a spiritual take on being enthusiastic. Bringing the hands to center, bringing the feet, heels, toes, a little bit more together, maybe hip width together. Bringing the hands to the heart. Breathing in, breathing out. Feeling that heart, that inner drum. As we woke up today to a very peaceful day. 6 or 8 inches of snow or so. So those peaceful days can iron out the wrinkles in the mind. Iron out the wrinkles in the heart. So bringing the hands up above the head and straight down and behind the body, interlacing the fingers. We're going to come into Karmasana. So inhaling and growing tall, exhaling and gliding to the left. Inhaling to the center. And then gliding to the other left. Trying to pull those shoulders back, shining that heart. Thinking how we can be of service to others and how you can make someone else smile today. Exhaling, coming down, folding forward. Taking a stand on the earth. Inhaling and slowly, slowly coming up. As we come up, breathing down through our roots, down through the ground. Then inhaling, gentle back bend as we pull that chin in and look at the sky. It's just fairly cloudy today. Inhaling to a center, and we're going to release the arms, bringing them forward and all the way around and down, coming down to the ground. So you have time to fold your mat up under your knees if you would like. Inhaling those wings all the way up. Exhaling those arms down, interlacing the fingers. Inhaling as we grow the shorter mountain up, and exhale to the left. And we can look down at the earth, covered with that blanket of snow. Inhaling up the center, exhaling out through the knees. Taking another inhale breath and coming to the other side. Looking down at the earth. So giving a twist to the neck. Renewing that commitment to the earth and all living beings. That we strive to build our lives with that welfare of all in mind. So now we're going to exhale down, zigzagging down to the ground with the crown of the head on the earth. So the hips are coming up. The arms might come up. As we do a baby headstand. Bringing the arms down, rolling down to your forehead, and slowly lifting. You can use your hands if you need to, engaging those abs, and then bringing the left hand up for camel, half camel, twinkling that star that you just created. Inhaling, sliding the hands across each other and building that star on the other side. Gentle half camel. Don't know what those camels are thinking of today. I'm sure they're all inside. Inhaling both arms up, and then we'll bring them down, coming into tabletop once again. So we'll curl our toes under, bringing those knees up. Walking the feet forwards, inhaling those arms up, and coming into Snowy Mountain once again. And smiling as that snow embraces all of us. Breathing through the blizzard, which is holding all of our mountains hostage today. Decorating all the mountains. I think all the big highways are closed. Exhaling the arms down behind the back. Interlacing those fingers, and we're going to tackle Karmasana again. Exhaling to the left. Pulling those pectoral muscles open. Letting that heart shine. So it's just stretching all those upper chest muscles. Inhaling to the center and exhaling to the other side. You can feel that stretch. You know, if you put the opposite leg and press into that foot, you can feel that stretch all the way down into the lower back. Kind of the side back. Inhaling slowly to center and exhaling forward. Bringing that chest down towards the knees. Raising the hands. Just a scooch. Inhaling and slowly coming up so that we can be that light exhaling through our roots, sinking into the ground, into the earth with that light, and then inhaling up, pulling the chin into the throat as we tap that sun energy once again, beyond the clouds, beyond the blue sky. Feeling those hands roll down past the glutes, gentle back bend, and then inhaling up. And as we inhale up, we'll pull those wings out and in front. And once again, we're going down. Coming down to the ground, bringing each knee down, and you have a second to curl the mat if you'd like. Inhaling those wings up and back behind the back. Pulling those shoulders open. Once again, taking a deep breath and exhaling to the side as we ruminate on what's most important in life. Looking down at the earth. Inhaling back up to center and coming into center. Exhaling and going to the other side. Pulling those shoulders back again and looking down at the earth. And slowly inhaling back up to center. And then we're going to dive down in front. So coming down, engaging those abs as we come down on the crown of the head. Lifting those arms. Breathing in and breathing out. And as we bring the arms down, we're rolling onto the forehead and coming up. So if you want to press your hands into the ground, you can to come up, and then we'll raise our left hand up. Our right hand is on the heel as we come into a gentle back bend. Inhaling, bringing the hands together in front, and then building that star on the other side. And before we go back down, we'll do one more thing, bringing the hands in front and the hands behind. So as the hands are behind, the fingers are pointing downwards and they're kind of on the lower waist. And we'll come into a gentle back bend again. Pressing the hips forward. And then releasing, coming back to center. And so we'll bring those hands down in front once again. As we come up on lift the knees, walk the feet forward. Inhaling those arms up. And returning to Snowy Mountain for a moment. Breathing in and breathing out as that snow swirls around the mountain, and bringing the hands together and down to the heart. Closing the eyes. Remembering what is important to you and making sure that there is room in your hearts and minds for that. Breathing in. Vitality and energy. Breathing out, peace and calm. So breathing slowly in and out and holding an ideation in your heart and mind. is good for defective thinking, good for depressive thoughts. So depression is the second pandemic that a lot of us are struggling with. So breathing with awareness and slowness is one way of rooting out the dark thoughts. So then we're going to come into Anjane, which is a simple lunge. So we'll bring our left foot forward. That will be our lead foot. And the back foot a little bit to the side. Setting up that foundation, same foundation as for warrior one. So coming into kind of a lunging mountain pose, breathing in and breathing out, coming into that lunge. So making sure that that knee does not go past the ankle. If it does start to do that, it means you just need to inch that foot up just a little bit. So we want that front leg to be sprouting up from the ankle, centering ourselves to the front of the room with these hips. So we're turning from the side to the front. Oh, here's Deva Premal singing Shima. Inhaling those arms up, exhaling into that front knee. Shima meaning love, as you remember, in the Hopi language. So then the arms are going to come down. We're going to have the cactus arms on. Wonder if they're seeing the same snow we are. Breathing and pressing into those feet. Then inhaling the arms once again. And exhaling them all the way down and behind the back and interlacing the fingers. So we're pulling the shoulders open, letting that heart shine once again. Feeling those shoulders coming together in the back. Sometimes called making lemonade. And then we're going to release the arms downward towards the floor. Straighten that front leg, bringing the hands to the heart. So we're going to try it one more time, breathing in, breathing out, bringing the arms down, bending that front knee, inhaling the arms all the way up into warrior one, moving all the obstacles from our path. Living with enthusiasm, there are still things to be excited about. Coming down into cactus arms. So we want to make sure that we're not too prickly. Breathing in. Breathing out. Coming up into warrior one once again. Exhaling those arms all the way down and behind the body. So stretching the heart in front once again. And this time we're going to fold forward. Oh, there goes the balance. Being challenged. Holding to your center. Holding to your anchor. Inviting in whatever is sacred to you. Inhaling, coming up, making that leg straight. Inhaling the wings all the way up. And then we're going to lean on that front leg so it's bent again, because we're going to bring that back leg up. So bringing the back leg up to the front. Bringing the hands back to the heart. embracing this wave of Shima Shima, inviting that to come into our hearts, come into our minds. And always use more love. Mentally surrounding ourselves with that cloud. It would be so nice if that snow we're experiencing, each drop of snow, imagining that it has a drop of love in it to spread throughout the planet. So then we're going to take our other leg and send it back. Sending the front leg, the right leg out in front to be taking the lead this time. Squaring our hips towards the front. And once again, inhaling and exhaling into that front knee and making sure that it's a complete right angle, not hyperextending. So once we have our foundation, we'll inhale those arms up. Breathing in and out as we take that warrior stance of kicking all those obstacles out of our pathways. A lot of those obstacles are, just negative thoughts, limiting thoughts. Coming down into our cactus arms. Breathing in and out, trying to control and have some self-restraint over those prickly thoughts that come. So that front knee is still bent, so we're still sinking into that front knee. Then we'll bring those arms up above one more time. Being that triumphant warrior, and then we're going to exhale those arms all the way down and back. Interlacing our hands. Filling the heart with light and breath. And exhaling over. Exhaling over that front leg. Challenges the balance a little bit.
Hello, sweetheart. Hello, sweetheart.
Reminds us to live life to its fullest, and then we'll inhale back up. Oh, someone's joined the class. Bringing those hands down in front. So then we'll bring the hands down to the knees and bending forward, we're going to bring that back leg up. Come into a snowy mountain once again. Feeling all those elements that the blizzard is bringing us today and still putting a smile on our faces. And then bringing the hands together over the heart. So before we go into our balance pose, I think we're going to widen the legs a little so that they're as wide as the mat, maybe more, because we're going to do some ice racing before we go to the wall this morning. So in ice racing, we bend over a little bit and have the opposite elbow coming towards the opposite leg, but it doesn't really get there. And as we lunge from side to side, the back leg straightens behind us as we bring the chest to the other leg. So here we go from side to side. Class ice racing. going from side to side. Doesn't need to be too fast. Bending the arm as we come forward. The arms slide towards the back and the front. So here we get all those joints going. And coming into a few more times. As we come around the bend, coming to the finish line. And then we'll bring those arms up into shining star. Woohoo! Twinkling those fingers, twinkling our being, putting on a big smile because we just won the race. Bringing those hands down to Namaskar. Remembering what is important in our lives, and it is that inner connection, that inner subterranean river of divinity that runs through all of us. So then we'll bring the toes in, the heels, the toes, the heels, toes, and the heels. And we're going to come to a wall near and dear to you. And we're coming into Tula Dand. So this begins with the hands on the waist. And so as you know, I like to blend with the wall with my elbow. So with Tula Dand, our foot closest to the wall is our stable foot, our foundation, and the other foot, we'll put that toe behind us. Having enough distance between you and the wall that you can still slide that elbow because we're going to move a little bit. Exhaling that leg up, bending over. So as we come into Tula Dand, sometimes I move my hands down my hips so I can square my hips with my hand. Not lifting that outside leg so much that the teacup on my glutes is going to spill. So I want to keep it level. Working those quad muscles in the front. Pulling the chin into the throat so the head doesn't drop like a cannonball. Keeping the neck nice and long. Breathing in. Breathing out. Feel like a flamingo. Breathing in. Breathing out and bringing that back leg in. Maybe shaking the feet out a little bit. As we turn to engage Tula Dand on the other side. So having the elbow just barely touching the wall. As we set up with the foot closest to the wall, being our baseline. Coming straight up and then leaning, taking that back toe backwards, squaring those hips, kind of reminding them that we don't want them to go too high, and lifting that back leg. Pulling the neck in. Breathing in. Breathing out. So even though the primary muscle group that we work with is the glutes in front, there's a little hip work here and lower back as well. Breathing into the pose. Being present with the pose. with a smile. You've heard of laughter yoga. This is smiling yoga, the smiling yoga class. Breathing into the quad muscle and then slowly bringing that back leg in, coming around to front, and we're going to try this one more time on each side. Getting into position with your base foot, with the elbow. Try not to watch those swaying trees outside that are being blown by the wind too much. Focusing on a point. Inhaling the mountain up, exhaling, sinking the back toe into the earth, and then eventually lifting it. Without too much thought of the ego, which gets us into bushels of trouble. So just a little will do. Pulling in the neck, imagining that we're a diagonal slice of energy. So we want the torso to be on that same angle as the back leg. Inhaling, coming back to center and kind of kicking both the feet as we turn around and set up on the other side. Rounding the elbow just a little, because we want to be able to be flexible to move. Coming into mountain, and then when you are ready, bending forward, planting that back toe in the earth, pulling in the chin, making the neck nice and long, and lifting that back leg whenever you're ready. Having those hands on the hips. So for this, it's not the elevation that makes the pose better or worse. Just needs to be a little. Breathing in, breathing out, maybe looking at a point. So it's that looking at a point that keeps us to our center. And then slowly coming upright, bringing those feet together. And as we come towards the front, kind of maybe kicking the feet out a little bit. And coming down. Coming down to our mats. In this next section of the class, if you have a book nearby or a block, that might be a nice thing that you might want to use. So bringing the feet out into turtle pose. Maybe inching them away from the body. Depending on your personal comfort zone, do you want them away from the body or close to the body? So finding your place with turtle. And rounding that back, folding forward. So in yoga, there's a phrase of seeing the one in the many. So seeing the divine in everything. And in everyone. So there are so many times when we were hoping for a certain outcome, and that certain outcome didn't come, and it was tragic when it didn't come. But later we saw, wow, that was really good that didn't happen. So there is a greater force that influences our lives. So right now we can feel that that polishing of ourselves through challenging times. How can we come out on the other side with joy? So then we'll cross the legs and maybe return once again to the orbit. Coming into our slow orbit. Just making sure that the back is okay. Check on all those muscle groups as we forward fold, side fold, come into the back, and then rotate the other way. Of course, the earth cannot do this. It sticks to its preordained orbit. But we can change directions. We just want to make sure that when we change directions, we're still heading towards the light. Finding a new way. So we're going to move from the orbit into the laterals. So bringing the right hand out to the side and the left arm over. So both my elbows are bending. And then we're going to do a dynamic forward. So we're going to bring it to the other side and rainbow over. Trying to keep this, this hip down and going from side to side. Inhaling as we come up and make contact with the furniture in our living room.
Hey.
So we're just gonna glide from side to side in whatever rhythm you want. Feeling that stretch all along the side body. Gonna need that stretch when we're out shoveling today. And we're gonna go a couple more times. Stretching. And this time, as we come up with our left arm, we're going to come up with both arms. And the left hand, we're going to drop down behind the body. So we're dropping our left hand down on the back of our necks, actually. And the other hand is going to come down on the elbow. So it's not really pressing the elbow, it's just laying there. And we're stretching our shoulders. And so while we're here, we're going to exhale and fold a little forward. And then whenever the inhale breath invites you, inhaling and coming back up. Exhaling and folding just a little bit forward. So keeping that neck and head straight. Inhaling a little bit forward. Then we're going to bring both arms up to center and do the same thing with the opposite hand. So I'm dropping my left hand down so it's behind my head and on the back of my neck, top of my shoulders. And that leftover arm is going to come over right on top of the elbow. And once again, inhaling our mountain up towards that snowy sky. And exhaling down towards the snowy earth. Snow, snow everywhere. Inhaling up very slowly. So remember, we're not really putting any pressure at all on the elbow. We're just kind of holding that arm in place as we exhale down and inhale up. Catching some breath, exhaling down. Inhaling up. And then as we come up, we'll bring both arms up and we're gonna hug ourselves. And then we do this tapping thing with the hands. Good boys, good girls. Doing your very best
American
to
thing.
live your fullest life. And then we're gonna slice those arms out and we're gonna reverse their position this time. And here they are, tapping us again. Good job. Then we'll bring the hands out and we're gonna bring the hands to our shoulders and make elbow circles. Or elbow spirals. I think of the spiral pasta when I'm doing this for some reason. And making those circles eventually ginormous. Want to get those shoulders going. They're going to be doing some heavy lifting and then going the other way. Remembering that we want to try to bring those elbows in the front. And that stretches those muscles a little bit more than just going in circles. And we'll bring our hands up, turning towards the right and coming into that twist again. Just to get into that back body a little bit. Remembering to use your lever here to twist on the inhale and release on the exhale. And inhaling those arms like a rainbow over the head and down on the other side. And we're going to do a few breaths here. And then lifting those wings again, we're going to come front and center and spreading our legs apart. So I've got my left leg out here to the side and my right leg is bent. So growing upward into our mountain poses from this. And we're going to do a variation on Janu Shirasana. So turning the torso towards this bent knee, lifting both the arms up over that knee and then sliding to the side. So as we slide to the side, our hands might go to the foot or they might go to the leg. So we're rainbowing over sideways, another lateral stretch. Inhaling the arms back up the center, exhaling them down so that one is on either side of the this bent knee. And then we're gonna rise into it one more time, inhaling those wings up as we face that bent knee and gliding to the side. Rainbowing over so the elbow is bent above the head. We're snowing on ourselves. Twinkling those fingers. You can even do a wrist circle here and there. Inhaling the arms up. Coming down on either side of that bent knee again. And hopefully that bent knee is over your mat, or you can put something under it because we're going to alley-oop here. So bending forward onto the hands, we're going to come up into uplifting gait. Woo-hoo, here we are. Breathing in, breathing out. Feeling that elevation. And then exhaling, bringing the arm down, bringing your glutes down into the ground. And then we'll bring both legs in front and maybe bounce them a couple times. And we get ready to swim over to the other side. So putting the other straight leg out. Bringing your bent knee out on the other side and turning the torso so that it is right over that bent knee. Inhaling those wings up and sliding, gliding to the side again. And putting your hand around any body part that you come to on the floor. While you rainbow over the head. Breathing as we lean to the side, making sure that we stretch the body and not strain the body. Inhaling the arms straight up and exhaling them down. Taking a breath or two until we go back up again. Inhaling the arms up. Exhaling and sliding to the side once again.
What is it called? Egg.
Sideways stretch.
I'm egg.
Breathing through the heart. Smiling and then inhaling these arms up and bringing them down to
I've got
either side of
red pepper,
the
green
knee.
pepper, and we've an omelet with the little tiny red.
Oh boy, someone needs to mute. Unless you want to teach the next part of the class.
I'm sorry.
Then we'll bring one hand to either side of the knee, remembering that you are coming up. So we're bending forward and coming up on that knee, bringing the our other arm up. And we're coming up into uplifted gait. How can we help people find the gate? How can we find the gate? Breathing in and breathing out. And then eventually bringing those glutes down, bringing the seat down, bringing the legs in front and shaking them out a little bit. So we have our hands planted behind the body, and then we're just going to bring our shoulders up to our neck. So make sure that your arms are way back so that your neck can just relax. So you're bringing the shoulders up into the neck so the neck can relax. Just relaxing that neck, relaxing the shoulders. Breathing in. Breathing out. Bringing in that peace that snow always brings, and breathing out calmness. It's going to be a whatever day. Breathing in whatever is good. Breathing out whatever is good. Coming back up into a seated position, and I'm going to turn to the side because we're going to come into table pose. So I'm coming into table pose, and while I'm here, I'm going to try to lift my knees so that I come into plank, so we're pulling those abdominals up. Breathing in, breathing out, spreading the fingers, so we have our starfish fingers on, dropping those knees, coming back into child's pose, doing some wrist circles in one direction, doing some wrist circles in the other direction. Planting the hands, starfish hands into the earth. As we come up into tabletop, and we're going to go into plank one more time. So bringing those knees up, trying to be that slide that all the kids go down in the park, and lowering the body down, dropping the knees if you need to, and coming into cobra. Inhaling, coming up into whatever expression of cobra that you would like to start with. Rising from earth to sky. Holding that for just a couple of breaths, and then exhaling slowly, slowly down. Remembering the cobra and how special it is. They can come up really far. Engaging the hands or putting the forearm into the earth, keeping those elbows that wander close to the body. Those cobras can come up like two feet or so, straight up. And exhaling that strong back down. Trying to shed whatever habits you want to let go of today. Bringing the head slowly into the earth. Breathing in. Breathing out. So before coming into cobra, spreading those shoulders before you rise. So it's a little hard when we're rising to spread the shoulders. I mean, it can be done, but it's easier to do it first before we've engaged the elevation. And then exhaling slowly down. So somehow the escalator does not speed up when it's going down. How can we be that and coming down slowly and gracefully as we came up? And as you take a breath, coming up once again. Remembering the fullness of who you are. And what you can do to tap into that fullness. Entering into silence. Spending some time with stillness. So we can rotate those hands around so the palms are up. Giving a little twist to the wrist. Inhaling one more time as we slowly come up. And as we come up into tabletop again, lifting those knees again in plank pose. And as we lift those knees, bringing the knee up towards the arm, it won't get there. Bringing the knee up, stepping it up, engaging those abs. Don't drop the belly. And then coming into tabletop, this time you might want to use your fist. And then we'll bring the knee to the elbow and sweep it back. Sweep it back. Loosening those glutes. Loosening the back. And then we'll switch legs, bringing that knee home and sending the other knee back. Sweeping that leg. Inhaling the knee in, exhaling it out. And coming into child's pose. So widening those knees. And with the hands free, making those wrist circles. Watching that rotation of the wrist. How they turn, and then we'll change directions. And relaxing the hands open. Palms up. As if we're giving all of our worries, all of our anxieties back to the universe. Just let them flow from our hearts, flow from our minds, through our arms and into the hands and beyond. Sometimes we get attached to things that we worry about. Just let them go and realize that there's a bigger cosmic rhythm. Sometimes it's like the Beatles sang, let it be. So then coming back into tabletop, and we're actually gonna scoot over onto our backs. So wiggling around so that we're coming onto the back, onto our mats. And I think I need to scoot way down for this one. So the knees can be bent initially. And then we can place them straight on the ground. Bringing our arms over the head onto the floor if we can. Hopefully you have your book or a block nearby. So we're going to start with raising our right leg and both arms. They're both coming up to the ceiling. And then we're going to interlace the hands around that knee. Pulling that knee into the chest. Inhaling the arms and the leg up to the sky and back down. So the arms are going over the head. The leg is going back to the ground. And then we're gonna lift the other leg and both arms again. And bring the other knee into the chest. Pressing it into the chest. Pressing it into all the organs that we want to take care of there. And through the back. Then we'll lift the arms and the leg up to the sky. And the arms go over the head, the leg goes back to the ground. Breathing in, breathing out, and then this time we're going to lift both legs, both arms, all the limbs are up in the air, and then we'll bend those knees into the chest. And maybe glide from side to side. Just rolling the body, rolling the back from glute to glute, side to side. Sending both legs, sending both arms up to the sky again, and bringing the arms down to the ground over your head. The feet down to the ground below the hips. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhaling the right arm up, the right leg up. Interlace the right arm over the knee and turn to look at your left arm. Turn to look out the other side, so turn with the neck in both directions. Then we'll send that leg up and down. Coming to the other side, lifting the left arm and left leg up, pulling that into the chest, looking towards the opposite arm, and turning the head so it looks over the other shoulder. Sending that arm and leg up to the sky and down. And then we'll do all arms and legs again, as if we're an octopus. And roll the back from side to side. Inhaling the arms over the head and the legs down by the floor. So this time, as we bend the knees, bringing the feet a little bit closer to the hips. Bringing the arms down to the sides. We're going to inhale and raise the hips, raise the arms. And exhale, lowering the arms, lowering the hips. So we'll do this 2 or 3 times. Inhaling the arms and the hips up. Exhaling the arms and hips down. Once again, inhaling the arms and hips up. Making sure you're not cramping the neck and then it's nice and long. And then this time we'll lift the hips up and we'll bring the arms underneath the hips. So coming into the full bridge. Engaging those abdominals. Engaging those glutes a little bit. the quads. How do we bring that bridge into play? How can we be that bridge to bridge the gaps in our society, in our communities? Exhaling the hips down. And maybe rocking the hips from side to side with the knees. And then coming into center, and we'll raise the hips one more time. So inhaling the hips up, maybe interlacing the hands underneath the hips. Breathing in, breathing out. Like the water that flows underneath the bridge, underneath the ice. And exhaling the hips down. So as we have the hips down, we're going to slide each arm, each hand underneath the hips. So we're stacking the hands here. And then we're going to straighten the legs. And we're going to do the snow shuffle. So bringing one foot up, the other one in front of that foot, and continuing up the mountain until we get to the top, flexing our toes, flexing our feet, maybe making a few ankle circles while we are here. And then we're going to exhale both those legs down. Then we're going to inhale and snow shuffle, one foot in front of the other, or sliding like scissors up the mountain, getting to the top and flexing our feet, pointing our toes, and then this time we'll snow shuffle all the way down, sliding those feet like skis, skiing down the mountain. Until we come down to the base. Inhaling and exhaling. Thanking the heavens for no avalanches today. And then we're going to shuffle up the mountain again carefully. Flexing the feet when we get to the summit. And shuffling down. So as we get to the bottom, we will slide our hands out, bend the knees, and just breathe in and breathe out. The ski patrol must have gotten here today because the mountain is safe. The snow is safe. So before we leave, we're going to bring our feet up and our legs up and ride on our bicycle. So we can either rotate the legs, or if you want to, with the hands, lift the hips up. You can also do that, or you can crisscross the hands and the palms under the hips as well. So there's a lot of ways of getting to your bicycle today. Pressing through the heel, activating all those muscles in the back of the legs. And just pedaling. I don't think we're gonna have time to get our 10,000 steps in today, but we'll change directions and go the other way. before we bring those legs up and lower them down to the ground once again for deep relaxation. So finding a comfortable position. For deep relaxation. Feeling your body settle into the earth once again. Even though the earth has like 8 inches of snow on it today, hopefully you will not be covered. Feeling heavy. Allowing the body to blend into the earth. Feeling that you're more than this body. More than this mind. More than these emotions. Pretending to see that inner light within. Baba Nam Ke. Baba Nam Ke. Bye. May you be peaceful. Maybe you be free from defective thinking. May that sunshine